Chelsea versus Leeds ended in 2-2. And just to say the fact, like, I'm going to give you guys the history between Leeds and Chelsea, the head-to-head, go ahead head-to-head. And then I'm going to give you the match reaction and everything that went on within this match. And on top of that, you're going to have my own reaction, personal reaction towards it. So let's get into it. Because for now, for head-to-head, Chelsea and Leeds have played a total of 110 games total together in all competitions against each other when head-to-head. So far, Leeds have had the upper hand against Chelsea because this rivalry has been going back to since 1927. So Leeds has beaten Chelsea 41 times, whereas Chelsea's beaten Leeds 39 times. And I thought today was going to be the 40th times. Well, apparently that's not. And then draw that it's been 30 times draws. So this will be the 111th game, and it's just what it is. And total goals scored between these two clubs in all competition, Leeds has 155, whereas Chelsea has 148. And Chelsea biggest loss came in 1967 against Leeds, 7-0, whereas Chelsea biggest win came against Leeds in 1935, it's 7-1. Chelsea's biggest margin by far. So there's a lot that goes on with this team, and especially there's been a lot of history with this team. The most famous one is the 1970 FA Cup final, even though I wasn't born, but that was a thing. It's one of the most famous encounter between the two clubs. Came in the FA Cup in 1970 and regarded as a classic in football, in English football history. And the first match at Wembley ended 2-2 after extra times, and then the second one was Chelsea won the replay 2-1 at Old Trafford. So yeah, there's a lot of rivalry history between these two clubs, especially like the rivalry peaked in the 1960s to the 1980s when both clubs were major contenders in English football, so which was really nice. Beyond the result, clashes sometimes spill over off the pitch, and during the height of the fan rivalries in the 1970s and 80s. And through this aspect has diminished since in the 1990s because obviously Leeds were not really prevalent as much as they were before. Between the late 2004 to 2020, the rivalry cooled due to Leeds absent from the Premier League, but like a kind of revival back again in 2020 once Leeds start coming back. So it's been a huge rivalry for a long time. There's a lot of history that goes on within this club. That is to say that it's just crazy. And I personally always see as this, when a team has so much history, when a team has so much thing with you, there's always a certain way of playing against each other, and I just know that. So let's get into the match, and because that's what you guys are here for. Obviously you guys don't want to hear this history, but I wanted to say this because it clearly gives context to today's game pretty much. And I have even warned people and warned my friends about it. I was like, history does matter, especially in football. Especially if there's a rivalry into it, there is going to be a lot of tension and a lot of stuff. So we get back into this game. The game was honestly 50-50 at some point for a while, and Chelsea had the shared possession of the ball with Leeds United 50-50. So it wasn't really a spectacular thing until João Pedro decided to João Pedro score in the 24th minute, which was fantastic finish. Nice run. Like, I love the way he arcs his run just to stay on side. I love when Palmer drifting into the space between the center mids and the center backs, right into that pocket space just to receive the ball, turn, and find João Pedro for João Pedro to cheeky chip the keeper over while the keeper is coming out to score, giving Chelsea 1-0 goal. Fantastic play and a very good open play. I loved how Chelsea has been building up lately and playing. I loved how Enzo Fernandez and all of them are like interchanging, so which was pretty nice. Again, João Pedro, arguably one of our best players so far this Under Liam Rosinho, João Pedro has flourished. I think this is 6th game in a row that he's scored for uh, Liam Rosinho and Chelsea. So, which is really nice under Liam Rosinho. And so he got pushed, gave us another PK. Cole Palmer stepped up and converted the PK. Chelsea is cruising in the 58 minutes second half. Chelsea are cruising. We look like we were going to, put in another one. Going to be a 3-0 game. But one thing I've noticed lately, and especially how Chelsea is operating recently, is that when we're up, we become very passive. A lot of play goes side to side, back, side to side, back. We don't go for the killer dagger. 2-0 can easily end up being a 2-1, and which in the case, like, foreshadow, sure shit, that went the same route that I was talking about. Caicedo decided to play a stupid foul inside the box. Usually, I'm okay with you being rough and reckless outside the box because that's your thing, that's how you play. But doing something like that in the box, in the penalty area, and giving out a silly fucking PK was not a sensible thing. On top of, like, that does not make sense. So Leeds decided to Leeds converted that, became a 2-1 around the 67th minute. And here is my problem. This is why I wanted Fofana in the starting lineup, because it doesn't make sense, because Leeds United are close to the relegation, but like, we have rival with him, and this is an important win, important point for them also, because like, anything they can get at Old Trafford, Stamford Bridge, sorry, is important. And this is what they came away with, this in a 2-2, because guess what? Instead of us clearing the ball, we didn't do that, right? Archipong did not clear the ball. Instead, was trying to shield the ball and look for Sanchez to come out. Why would you do that as a defender? Your first thing in that square, in that chaoticness, everybody is around you. Everything is surrounded. Clear the ball. You had a chance to clear the ball. We want to play cute. Stop playing cute. Sometimes it's the needy and greedy. Just dump the ball off and get rid of it. But yeah, that was it. It became 2-2. The game ended 2-2. Chelsea end up tying this game, and I am absolutely frustrated because we had 20 shots, 4 on targets, just 4 on targets, and throughout this game, second half, we had 66% possession, whereas Leeds has 34% possession, and we almost doubled the amount of passes that Chelsea has played against Leeds. We had 603 passes, whereas Leeds has 332 passes, which is insane. It just shows you like how things are and how the Premier League, it's nothing to scoff at. Like, I personally do not scoff at the Premier League. I don't take them lightly. But now Chelsea, as of right now, we are in 4th place with 44 points, tied with Manchester United. Currently, Manchester United are losing, so which is wonderful. We would love to see against West Ham. Right now, it's the 62 minutes. But my reaction to this is, like I said it, Fofana should have been in the starting lineup. I know Fofana isn't be available like that, and you got to be cautious for injury prone, but Fofana should have been the best senior defender that we have currently, and we didn't go through that. I think that was detrimental to us. That was not the greatest thing to do at all. Chelsea were playing too slow. We don't want to kill off somebody. We don't want, like, when I mean that in a sense that put another goal in, make it 3-0, and then you guys can coast and comfortably. 2-0 is a dangerous place to be, because once they score, the momentum shifted to Leeds United, and that's what happened here. The momentum shifted, and then they end up coming back and equalize 2-2 because we decided to play passive and play ball side to side. This was not a good, it was a great performance in the first half. Second half is a tale. It's a tale of two halves. This is going on. This is becoming a rapid thing, and it should not be the case. This was a poor performance. I personally say that. But let me know what you guys think and what you guys honestly opinion about this game. I personally think this is a game that Chelsea should have won, but we did not. So you guys let me know for sure if that's the case. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.